Chapter 1. The Return. The streets of Paris had always been dangerous after midnight, but Arielle Laurent knew that better than anyone. Tonight, the city felt different, colder, as if it sensed the predator lurking in the shadows, waiting for her to make a mistake. She moved quickly through the narrow alley, her footsteps silent against the damp pavement. The soft hum of distant jazz from a late-night cafe barely registered in her mind. She had bigger problems. Her past had finally caught up with her. Arielle knew she was running out of places to hide. She had spent years slipping through cracks, outwitting men who thought they owned her, vanishing into the underworld like smoke. But tonight, she was making the most dangerous move of all. She was going back to him. The building stood as she remembered it, an elegant multi-story estate just beyond the Seine, hidden behind gates meant to keep out men like her. Or maybe to keep them in. Her pulse quickened. Gabriel Duval's empire. Arielle hesitated at the entrance, fingers tightening around the strap of her coat. She had sworn never to return here, never to be in his orbit again, but desperation had a way of breaking promises. Taking a breath, she stepped forward, past the first security check. The men at the door barely spared her a glance. She was expected. That fact alone made her stomach coil. Inside, the warmth of the estate was a sharp contrast to the cold night air. The scent of expensive whiskey, polished leather, and danger lingered in the air. Every detail was pristine, from the crystal decanters to the dim golden lighting that made the place feel more like a cathedral than a criminal sanctuary. And then she saw him, Gabriel Duval. He hadn't changed. If anything, time had only made him sharper, more dangerous. He sat behind a sleek black desk, his posture lazy but calculated, like a king surveying his kingdom. Dark hair slightly tousled, suit tailored to perfection, a faint shadow of stubble on his jaw. And those eyes, piercing, unreadable, relentless. Arielle forced herself to meet his gaze, refusing to show weakness. She had walked into the lion's den. There was no turning back now. Gabriel leaned back in his chair, expression unreadable.
Laurent.
Her heart slammed against her ribs. His voice was the same, low, rich, threaded with amusement, a voice that could seduce and destroy. Arielle swallowed.
I need your help.
A beat of silence. Then a slow, knowing smirk curved his lips.
Do you?
She hated that he already knew, that he could read her so easily. But she had no other choice. Gabriel Duval was the only man who could keep her alive, and he damn well knew it. Gabriel didn't respond right away. He let the silence stretch, drinking her in like a predator deciding whether the prey before him was worth the effort. The seconds ticked by, slow and agonizing, before he finally moved. He stood, smooth and deliberate, the weight of his presence filling the room. The sharp lines of his suit did nothing to hide the raw power coiled beneath the surface. The restrained violence that had always made him the most dangerous man in the room. Arielle held her ground. She had spent years perfecting the art of appearing unaffected, of looking men like Gabriel in the eye and pretending she wasn't shaken. But the truth was, being this close to him again unraveled something inside her. She had spent years running from him, not because she hated him, but because he was the only man who ever had the power to break her. Gabriel took his time crossing the space between them. When he finally reached her, he stopped close enough that she could feel the heat radiating from his body, close enough that his cologne, dark spice, and the lingering hint of cigar smoke wrapped around her, pulling her into his orbit.
You expect me to believe you came here for protection?
His voice was soft, but it held an edge that made her pulse skitter.
After all these years?
Arielle lifted her chin.
I didn't have a choice.
Gabriel tilted his head, watching her.
There's always a choice.
She exhaled sharply.
Not for me.
Something flickered in his expression, too fast for her to read, but it was gone before she could decipher it. Gabriel never revealed more than he intended to, and that was what made him so damn dangerous.
You're in trouble.
It wasn't a question. It was a statement. A fact he had already pieced together the moment she stepped through his doors. Arielle swallowed. Yes. Gabriel's lips twitched.
Tell me, Arielle, what exactly did you do this time?
Her stomach knotted. Because she knew, the moment she told him the truth, there would be no going back. Still, she forced the words out.
Matteo Ricci wants me dead.
The room changed. The easy amusement in Gabriel's expression vanished, replaced by something colder, sharper. The shift was subtle, but Arielle felt it like a blade pressed to her throat. Gabriel exhaled slowly, stepping back. He turned away, moving to the bar tucked in the corner of the room. He poured himself a drink, his movements controlled, unhurried. The only indication of his displeasure was the slight tension in his shoulders.
You always did have a talent for making enemies.
He murmured, taking a slow sip of whiskey. Arielle's fingers curled into fists at her sides.
Are you going to help me or not?
Gabriel set his glass down, then turned to face her.
That depends.
Arielle narrowed her eyes.
On what?
His gaze locked onto hers, full of something unreadable.
On whether you're willing to give me what I want in return.